Live.
Hello. We're sculpting foot once again today. Oh, I see Jen. Hey, Pandemonium, I am going to turn the volume off on this fucking thing.
You are?
I can hear it coming out of there.
Oh. Okay. The buttons
which
are
side is
top
the
left, I believe, on that one.
Son of a... That was the appropriate button. Well, I suppose I'll just have to deal with it.
I mean... Okay, so if you can try hitting the button again. That... Okay, I think you're also hitting another button at the same time.
Hateful. No, it's the fucking Bixby key. No, you shouldn't be blocked, Ping. Is there not a volume control on this thing?
You have to swipe down. Swipe down again. Okay, that's the screen brightness.
There.
No, I think you just undid that. So hit it again.
It's on mute.
Is it? Okay. Okay, it told me it failed to send my message, and when I tried typing it again, it said it would not send it because it was identical to a message I just sent. Now it is telling me I'm sending messages too quickly.
Okay. I mean, that seems right. We can see the message. I can also hear the monitor thing.
Okay.
Which is my wife's phone.
Fuck. Come back. Oh, there it is. Here we go. All right. Can you hear yourself?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Can Payne hear you?
We will see.
Yeah. Can you see the messages?
I can see the messages. I can see ya.
Okay.
I don't know how long it's taking to get here. There's probably a little lag, Payne. Oh yeah, I forgot to grab my beverage conveyance.
Do you want me to get it for you?
Right on there on the shelf.
Which one do you want?
One of the new ones, the green face one. Oh, maybe it's over on the freezer, actually.
Yep. Do you have a beverage?
Out on the front, or out on the back porch is the picture of Drag.
It's out on the back porch?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, it's a tiny bit nippy in here. Could you grab me the blanket thing? Just gotta get correct on this. I'm not entirely certain how long this is going to stay on because it isn't actually nippy down here. Thank you, pie.
Okay.
Do you want some? It's blue
Nope.
raspberry lemon.
No, I do not. Not right now.
That might get noisy.
Put that in the fridge.
That's okay.
Nope. Okay, let's smell the volume on the shock monster.
The volume on the shock monster is, was it 15?
I
No.
think that's what you said the other day.
Was this one 15 ounces? I think this one was more.
Okay, I don't think this one actually brings anything to the party.
Okay.
All it does is light up.
It's a pretty good size. We will check that for sure later. I want to say it was over 16 for this guy. 15 was the new creature mugs. Hold just about 15
Right.
ounces.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think the shock monster is somewhere in the range of 18 ounces, if I remember.
Alright. You good?
I suppose. Are you going to bail?
Mine might.
Yes, the wife is going to bail this evening. She has a headache. We have a headache.
No, I have a headache.
Oh,
We are fine.
we are fine.
Yes.
That sound you heard was me smacking her butt.
Thanks, Pain. Give me a shout if anything happens.
I will attempt to.
Yes, it did help.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a little bit of active surgery on this monster foot today. I want to relocate this big toe and this little toe. This little piggy right here. So, how is the beeflet? Been wearing those sandals. I mean, this monster may have some footwear preferences. Yeah, pilling cats is not easy. And they're really hard to get to take meds non-invasively sometimes. That sounds like a cat. Just doing whatever it wants. So I want to increase the the space on these toes. The foot wasn't looking mutated enough to me. Hey Shred, how's things? I thought about trying to figure out how to do some boniness. But that would all be up toward the top. One thing I had kind of considered was trying to do a bony like stir stick or something. This little piggy gets chopped off. I have my sketch over here to the right. Oh, YouTube and Twitch. I wouldn't be so sure. I don't know if people are getting notifications, or if it's just you, or if it's a general thing. We haven't had too big of an audience yet. Pandemonium, are you getting some kind of notification type things that you've noticed, or no? I know you just kind of know when the show's on. I think some tattoos could be fun painted on this. What? Yeah, I mean you're here now, Shred, so that's fun. Chopped off by a dirt bike. That doesn't seem pleasant. I had one of my friends from high school lost the ends of toes in the lawnmower. No, not threads. On Twitch here. On Twitch here, Pandemonium. Shred said she wasn't getting anything. We do try and announce it on Instagram, but we've got other posts that I had to do today, so I didn't get around to it. I think that looks a little more mutated. Yeah, I think that's like our away screen thing. But it's supposed to, theoretically, Twitch has a way of telling people when a stream is going to go live. I do not know specifically. Just gonna stand this guy up. See. That's not. That's not too bad. Really good. I think I may scooch that toe even further though. I'm going to be doing a lot of moving stuff around on this sculpt because I don't want the foot to be too long, because that just gets unwieldy as a mug. So I want this like little wild baby toe type thing going on. Yeah, I think I can work with that. I have a rough sketch for this piece, but very much just working along. What it does, it does. So what have you two been up to? We skipped the stream on Thursday last week because we were having some stuff done on the house and I needed to move all of the streaming equipment out of the way. Build some of this up. I don't remember Quado's feet, but I could definitely see that. Jordu Shell did a like a hand for like he did like a troll hand thing that has a really fun kind of semi-detached little finger thing going on. Just kind of where I got the notion that I wanted to do that for this guy. I still haven't fully decided what kind of monster this is. Yeah, life do get in the way sometimes. At least the weather's starting to look up out that way, I guess. We're pretty much snowless here now, at least in this part of Ontario. Yeah, the ice will hang on for a bit. I remember when I first moved to Buffalo, I'd heard, you know, obviously all of the the things that one hears about Buffalo weather. And the first time I saw there was a huge snow pile in a parking lot, and it was like mid-June at this point, and I was like, how bad are the winters here that they still have snow piles? Yeah, it was from the skate complex that was in like an adjacent lot. I didn't realize that it was Zamboni scrapings. It was before the transition to Canada, so I didn't know as much about hockey. I still don't know anything about hockey. But I'm pretty sure I have to pretend to be into hockey. Yeah, obviously it's going to be right where you walk. That's where ice gets to congregate. Let's see. I need to. I'm pretty sure I want to thicken up this cankle as well. That's just going to be more for as much for the sake of being a nice mug as for aesthetics. Pot some more clay from the old crock pot. You can just trowel this stuff on when it's the right temp. This monster clay is remarkably flexible stuff. Monster clay is a little challenging at the beginning, but once you get kind of a working relationship with it, it's a lovely material. That really globbed on there. This can be a pretty cool way to induce some texture too. I haven't used it a ton. I think it's a little more appropriate for slightly larger scale stuff. Than what I typically do. Oh, Shred, I think you popped on before or after my new mugliness got shown off. This one was what I was working on in my initial streams, was this sculpt. I get to use this one because it got a little crack. You can't really see it. It's on the inside of the handle section. Yeah, good fun. I like the way this sculpt came out. The mold worked out real well. The handle's good. It's 3 of my big fingers. Got kind of medium-ish hands. I forget what size what ring size I took, but very middle of the road man hands. I'd love to tell you how close the color is from what you're seeing to what I'm seeing, but I have no idea what Twitch is displaying for you. It looks good on the little like what I can see on this phone looks pretty close, but I can't speak to anybody else. It's really hard to like photograph things and give a really good idea of the exact color of things, because everybody's display is just a little different. I've checked different phones that we have in the house compared to stuff, trying to get a better, more accurate image, and it's just down to the phone or the screen you're using. I wonder if I could I don't think I could adequately describe it in a way that would be like, if you kind of calibrate your expectations, that he has a very watermelon kind of color aesthetic. Yeah, he is. Oh, there's really nothing common that I can think of that I could be like, this area is the exact color of something. It's a very the only thing I'm noticing on my screen is it's pushed the blue slightly. I'm seeing slightly more blue and less yellow on the screen than in person, and it also has a tendency to like kind of compress the transitions. I've noticed that cameras have a difficult time with changing from like greens to pinks, and purples are always bad. Cameras are bad at purple. Actually, I think all digital displays are bad at showing purples. Yeah, that was by far the brightest colored one that I painted up for this first mini batch. Very watermelon themed. I want to say at some point it's going to become increasingly important that I figure out just what kind of monster foot this is. Might have to brainstorm a backstory on this guy. My Doritos are slipping. Can't have that. I wanted to keep it skin and meat more than like hair and stuff, I think. At least that's what I was thinking. I was kind of looking forward to some like really gnarly skin textures because of the increased scale. One of the things I was kind of kicking around as a sort of headcanon idea was some kind of like mutant, like backwoods Appalachia witch foot or something. Get some real gnarliness in the skin. I was kind of liking there's a bit of a like a sag to this. Feels like the skin is kind of getting loose. old hag foot. You like that idea, Shred? I don't know how I would represent that. I mean, I know the nails are going to be a thing for sure for giving it character. I wonder if it would be cool to have some like scarification or tattoo looking marks worked in there as well. I do enjoy the that kind of medieval notion of equating witchcraft with deformities and, like, you know, the witch's teats and you know, the mark left from the covenant with Satan. Now, get some of these joints and tendons real prominent, I think. Old people are are great for figure drawing for the most part. I always wanted to do figure drawing with a model that was a little person. Never have gotten to do it, but always wanted to. I think that's just the, like, besides the farting. That reminds me of when I was teaching at the university. We had one model that he was quite elderly. He was a really good model, held still really well. You know, not athletic poses obviously, but interesting. Like, he had a good sense of you know, trying to give a little something to everywhere in the room. You know, not having too many areas that were just dead and disinteresting. But after election night, the second coming of W, he had stayed up for the whole of the election coverage and was super overtired. And I honestly thought we were going to lose him on the platform, like off the platform. He got real tippy a couple of times. So that was less fun. The saggy kind of loose skin thing is really great though. Pain. I've worked with a couple of models that had had some fun sort of. It gives like a good. You get a great kind of juxtaposition of like convex bellied out shapes where the muscles are when they're especially if they still have a little bit more muscle mass, but where the skin like forms these fun like convex areas in between the muscles, and you really get a great sense of gravity. Older people are great, heavier people are great. I will take I'll take weird saggy skin over drapery any day. Drapery's not bad, but weird saggy skin, that's where it's at. Yeah, heavier models are good too. I especially appreciated heavier models when I was teaching, or really anybody that was not sort of typical model stature was great for teaching, because you always have the odd student that's been looking at a lot of those like how to draw figures kind of things, and most of those are pretty limited when it comes to conceptualizing like body fat or loose skin, or even very bony people were good. I think as an artist, I didn't really care as much about what the model physically looked like. I like the ones that had just sort of a classical feel to the way that they posed. Those were the models that I appreciated working with, just as someone there to just paint. Yeah, I haven't really done figure drawing since I got to Canada. It has been some time. I do still consider going back and doing some teaching for figure drawing, like some, I don't know, entry portfolio prep for students or something. Life drawing at Willow. I do think you may have mentioned that. Where's Willow again? I'm so bad with the like knowing where anything is in the area. yeah, I would definitely be tempted to go do a out of the church. Out of the church you volunteer at. Oh, so right in St. Catherine's. That could be a thing. I will have to look into that. God, I'd be hard pressed to find my stuff to put my portfolio back together at this point. I'll have to look at that though. Thank you, Shred. I don't believe I ever met your friend Jeff. I did finally meet Dylan at I believe it was Frightmare he stopped by. Oh, that's very cool. Getting the shred cut. You know, I don't think I ever drew a model with a skullet. Come to think of it, that could be a fun juxtaposition. Has business been generally busy, or is it? Are you still managing to try and take a little bit of time? I know last time you were on, you mentioned feeling a little burned out with all the craziness. Oh, yeah, it probably would be. What's the fun new haircut that's happening for you this spring? Oh, you're still doing 4 days. Well, that's good. That's good. 4 days is good, as long as you can, if you can handle it financially. I mean, you still rocking mullets. I'm seeing them, I feel like, a little bit less than, like, either just pre or just post pandemic. I feel like they were really having an upswing, and then it kind of, I don't see it. But I also I'm not as tuned in, you know? You're the mullet champ. I thought about you a lot when I was sculpting the hair on this bad boy, Shred. Let me tell you, trying to style like no style at all is a whole thing. I would have liked to make it more like lank and gross and greasy looking. He feels a little more coiffed than I would like. I like some of this like patchiness that I have going on, but I'm not going to say I totally hate it, but I still have some work to do on getting good at sculpting hair. Or inventing hair. Alright, I feel like I'm just pawing at this point. I need to think my way through. Now, I was going to scooch my reference a little more. I actually have a pretty fun reference of a foot that's had the outer layers of, well, yes, inventing hair is hard. Yeah, I have a fun reference of a partially fleshed foot. It's showing the tendons well. I feel like I'm getting too. This is just lumpy for the sake of lumpy. I'm not thinking my way through these forms appropriately, so I gotta remedy that. So is there a philosophy for designing like a really good mullet, Shred? Like, is there a... Oh, I'm trying to think of the terms to use to explain, like, how to react to the face shape and the facial features with the mullet. get some of these smaller muscles going in. Oh, it's all about the feel and the vibe. That is definitely a skill set. That's a tough one for me to conceptualize, the whole vibe-ness of things. I'm a pretty heavy-duty empiricist by nature. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the whatever makes the person feel right is really what you're providing. But I would imagine there are some people that must have less of a clear idea of what they really want. I mean, granted, the last time I had my hair cut was for my graduate show. But I imagine I was not the easiest customer. I just rolled in with some hair, not a lot, not nothing, and said I got a thing. Do your worst. I just trusted the stylist to be a judge of what would do with hair. Well, that, and the warning that I'm not gonna be styling this. It's gonna just do what it does. I mean, obviously, you can't have somebody roll in. There's nothing more annoying than having somebody that I don't know how to. I'm not going to tell you what I want, but I definitely know what I don't want, and it's whatever anybody suggests. I had a couple of painting clients like that. The ones where it's clear that they have some sort of an idea in their head somewhere that they can't or refuse to articulate. They just expect you to psychically magic it up. Yeah, asking what they don't want is a way to do things. I imagine it would have been slightly easier for me as a painter because I could just point to the rest of the body of my work and say, if this style but your subject is what you're looking for, I'm your man. If you're looking for a different style, go find the artist that does that. I know my wife gets it every, oh, I don't know, every 3 or 4 design jobs. Someone will have no direction to give, but a very specific idea or a very specific requirement. Yeah, I'll know it when I see it. That's the ones. Yep. Now, what are you sorry about, pandemonium? For a haircut, I'm not sure that works. Well, I think there are ways of discussing things, and maybe, I don't know, you can hold out a little bit of hair and be like, what do you think, about here-ish, maybe, kind of range. Oh yeah. Well, luckily she's the generally accepted mullet queen, so people can take that for what it is. Let that help them inform their choice of stylist. I don't know. My pandemonium has ridiculously long hair, and I feel like there are lots of stylists that would be super into the idea of getting their hands on that and having all that to work with, and some of them would just be like, no, that's a whole ass amount of hair. Yeah, it's intimidating, I would think, when someone's clearly been growing that crazy thing for think of all the monster wigs, Shred. She's got like 10 full head masks. Just need to be harvested. How are the hands holding up, Shred? Does the spring weather change get to you? Oh. Well, I suppose it's better than all of it being bad. I imagine with the increase in humidity, Payne's lizard hands might be coming back a bit, developing some non-broken skin just for a change. Grasp marks on your wrist. Where would those come from? Do your hands get all ripped up with the cold weather and the disinfectant type stuff? Tooth shred? Payne's get. She works in a pharmacy, so there's lots of hand washing, lots of alcohol and drying out, and the constant water. Nope, I've been lucky in that department. I have no idea how it works, but somehow, despite working with clay and all that kind of thing, I still maintain hands as smooth as a velvet child. My buttery man paws. Not sure how much I love this big toe. Something's not right. Try and get a little more. A little more shape into it. It is very bulbous. Let's have a look. It's very squared off. Try giving it a little bit of I think I'm just responding to the lack of solid anatomy. Like I'm not getting any feel for how this toe is used. There's something. Let's think it through. I mean, clearly with this amount of space between, it's got some like prehensile toe kind of possibilities for some grippiness. So let's cause a little bit of stretching and not not quite webbed, but grippy toes. Yeah, got them grippy toes. Did you see there was a social media thing going around for a while of writing someone's name with your feet on Instagram? I saw it for a good couple of months. Some of the different people that I followed, and I think just some random ones too. Like a selling feet pics statement on the economy, which probably feels like less of a joke at this point than it did at the time. It's one of our first little, not that we've had any posts go super viral or anything, but one of the first ones that took off in a weird way was I had done a painting on a mug of an axolotl thing, and I did it so that it kind of looked like it was a little fishbowl kind of thing with the little axolotl inside, and it had its little foot pressed up against the side. So I put #CuteToes, and the fetish bots went nuts. That was good fun.
Everything okay?
Wife is back. Everything's...
I'm not back.
She's not back. Wife is peeking.
How's it go?
It goes okay.
Okay, cool, good.
Shred is here. Say hi to Shred.
Hello, Shred.
Yeah, no, it seems to be running smoothly. I assume the audio levels are okay for you guys. You can hear me all right.
Cool. Just wanted to check on you.
Okay.
I'm leaving again.
Wait, don't leave. Don't leave.
Sorry.
I need to squeeze you. No squeezing. Well, that's good. All right. Kind of liking this bit better. That semi-webbing. I keep losing my Doritos. Get this. Get this loose. Yeah. What do we feel about some semi-webbed toe kind of business? Mr. Kowalski. That'd be a good one. I feel like there was always more like really rough body hair involved in that whenever they brought out Kowalski. There was a Looney Tunes character that had a very similar design too. Yeah, I think I'm going to be leaning into toenails quite a bit for a lot of the character on this one. I have not fully decided whether I'm going to go have a split. Yes. Yeah, definitely some jaggediness. I kind of like when I was doing research for Nasty Feet and really making sure that my search history was colorful. I saw some cool, like, curved over, like the toenails really capped the end of the toe. Like they ran and sort of curved down, almost like a little talon-y. I may experiment with a bit of that action, but get some nice, like, ridges going on. So it really looks like they've got that thick kind of, almost like horn or something growth. I think some like good ingrown toenail kind of mildly infected sort of look. Oh, well, I could definitely do some warts too. Yeah, the little clickety clack toenails. I see it every once in a while on people's thumbs, like the thumbnail will grow right out to the end of the finger and almost curl in. Frankly, it looks like it'd be kind of a useful little finger capper. Mine just grow like right straight, so they need to be. I always keep them cut to practically nothing. But I've seen a few really good like the ones that you look at and you're going, those look like useful fingernails. And you could do good opening packages and shit with them fingernails. That would probably be good fun. I would have considered it whenever I was grating cheese and I took my fingernail on my thumb right down to the point where I couldn't cut it any shorter without it being just too short and having to, like, I don't know, dig it out or something. But it wasn't smooth either, so it kept hanging up on stuff. I finally ended up trying to rebuild it with super glue and baking soda, and then I had nail polish on it for better part of a month while it grew back in. Just weirdly off-putting when you're sculpting and you're not used to it. Keep noticing that flash of color and it draws your attention. Let's get one of these little piggies really in there, pushing into this other toe. Well, I don't think we ever saw Lopan's feet, so... Oh, too much. That was too much. Oh. Night Shred. Thanks for the tip on the figure drawing at the Willows. Lopan's toes. It's weird to think Lopan's toes probably, like, there would have been some, like, almost foot binding kind of weirdness going on there. Yeah, not like fully bound because it wouldn't be appropriate, but I don't know. It just seems like it would have been a design element that they might have stuck in. A lot of it was like anything sort of weird, foreign, and exotic that they could attach to the character. It's a very long toe, that one. It's a very long toe, but I dig it. Oh yeah. I'm getting a pretty good lag on the video. So I'm trying to use the little view on the camera to kind of compress everything down in the image, make it look it's just a good tool for evaluating. You can't see the little details and stuff. You can only see the kind of general impression when stuff gets shrunk way down. And if it still looks solid, then you know you've got something going. This one might look a little. This might be a little weird. I'm gonna try it. Try a little vestigial extra toe on this outside. some wrinkles going in here. Like this toe was kind of a, I don't know, like a little genetic afterthought. Kind of popping out. Get these rolling. So if I'm thinking a witchier foot, might could try and get some something that speaks a little feminine going. I'm not sure how to articulate that at the moment. Obviously I don't want to do like painted toes or anything goofy like that, but toe ring, I could do. I don't think there are like any particularly good like biological markers for women's feet, but that would be something that I could research. I want to say there's a certain like you could kind of visually tell on some level whether you have a manly feet or a womanly feet. I don't know. Not my jam, so I hadn't really thought of it before. Webbed toes on the left foot. Oh, that's the left foot. Yeah. Yeah, that's the left foot. I driver's side foot. Yeah, web toes on the left foot specifically. I was not aware of that one. Like an English thing or a like a Scandinavian, one of those Bjork country kind of mythology things. Did you ever see the people leg skin pants? I want to say it's Sweden or maybe Finland. There was a museum that had a pair of they were supposedly good luck pants, and they're made from, well, I think they were not real. Yes, but basically skin pants. No, it wouldn't be good luck for the person missing the skin. I can't remember whether it was supposed to be good luck or protective, but I also don't. I think they were fakes, not real. Not real human skin pants. But I think there was a museum somewhere that had a pair. Oh, museum in Iceland. Yeah, Iceland could be it. Money pants. I mean, I've come into money. No, I think it was Angie. Angie came into money once due to some pants. She bought them at Goodwill, and they had like a 10 in the pocket. Oh wait, yeah, I know I did that with my pants too, didn't I? I had stored money in a pocket and found it much later. I do like that. Yep, I had forgotten I did that. Replica human skin pants. Necropants, yes. I do seem to remember that being the title they went with. That sounds like a Diablo thing to do. I mean, I've worn meat pants before. They were replica meat. Still pretty funny. Very comfortable. Like wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. This is going to be an interesting mold when it comes time to make it. It's going to need a bottom part. There were... I mean, Sam Goodbody was absolutely wild. Was it Sam? I guess maybe. Like, that was just a wild... What was the pitch meeting like for that show? Like, we got a sort of early middle-aged man with a curly kind of mullet in a meat print leotard, and he's got to do a lot of explaining how the body works and some just uncomfortable on-camera stretching and exercises. I saw a video on Instagram of somebody doing an exercise tutorial. some bodybuilder dude doing an exercise tutorial in basically the Slim Goodbody pants. It's about as unusual as those the TikTok wedgie leggings that were a thing, or maybe still are a thing. I don't know. No, doing social media stuff for the business. it's a whole that's a whole thing. And you see some shit that you wouldn't have necessarily seen not being a social media person by nature. Beginning to feel a bit better about this whole mess. Get the sense that it's starting to go somewhere. That's, I mean, if anybody does, it would be them, but I can't say I remember it specifically. And they've cut, apparently. Oh, I do remember when they had. Oh, I'm sure they had a display of some kind around elephantiasis, but I don't know. I thought maybe you were talking about one of those. They had like a comparative display of skulls at one point. I don't know if their collection is still all online or not. But I know they had for a while they had a good collection of different skulls. Oh, they took them down when Yeah, that's too bad. I don't feel like the having the display material available online really cuts into their business too much, you know? So there's a lot of stuff you can't really, you know, you can't really use them for reference as well. Very few people are going to go to the museum and do, like, you know, sketching and stuff after the collection to the point that it would be, you know, a super useful library. At least not anywhere near as good as having really good high quality images available online. But I think anybody that would be interested in that kind of thing, they'd still go to the museum. Like, I have a handy reference library different old medical photos and things. And I would still go. Although I think they've cut back on a lot of that display as well because of different pressures about well, yeah, I mean, even if the exhibits are definitely where they make their the questions about where they got all the specimens, if they were, even if they were appropriate at the time and legally sourced for the period, that's not the same as what you would call ethically sourced by today's standards, which is not. I never heard about that particular issue with the Mutter Museum. In terms of like repatriating any calls to repatriate or anything, it was just a lot of stuff about whether or not medical oddities were sort of inappropriate yeah, I mean, definitely with natural history museums and things like that had a lot of collections of native artifacts and even native skeletons and things like that. That certainly was an issue where repatriation became a thing. Egyptological collections, a lot of that stuff was wholesale looted back in the day. But there was a lot of concern about just the kind of freak show element of the medical remains with showing different disabilities and stuff, being whether or not that was something that needed to be available for the public to view, or whether it should be kept for people in medicine and things like that, which I think if it's interesting, there's not much point in pretending that it isn't. People have liked to look at things that are unique and novel pretty much our whole history. There were certainly exploitative practices around you know, freak shows and medical oddities kind of displays, but you can address some of the exploitation without simply deciding that it's not a legitimate area of interest and just shouldn't be displayed. I am indeed almost at 10 p.m. Thanks for the heads up. Looks like we've got 2 minutes. I don't feel like we made incredible progress, but we made some. Yes, she just has a bit of a sinus headache from the pressure. She will be fine. But I will probably go see to her needs when I finish up here. I mean, she does usually handle the tech. It sounds like she's coming to be the timekeeper right now. Indeed. Thanks for popping in, Payne. Hope work goes better the rest of the week. Thanks everybody who joined. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoy the stream, enjoy the sculpting. Bye.